Hello and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome on in. My name is Magic Bun Bun and I use tarot and oracle cards to help bring clarity to your situation. Okay, so I am doing another pick a pile style reading, and as you can probably gather by the title of this video, it is what do you need to prioritize right now, okay? Something that you need to know right now, what you need to prioritize, potentially ideas to help you to manifest. By the time this video goes up, the new moon should be November 4th. It should be Thursday, it should be the next day. You got Thursday and Friday to do a new moon manifestation, either rituals or just kind of like to put on the universe, you know, however which way you like to do it. I hope this video can provide some sort of guidance. So I have 3 piles in front of me, and for those who may not know how these style of readings go, I have 3 piles in front of me. I'm going to show them. I'll switch cameras in just a second, and I will show you guys the 3 different piles here. You'll take your time. You can pause the video at any point to potentially like pick which one if you would like to. You can pick more than one pile if you would like to, a combination of sorts if you feel drawn to. And in the description box and in the comment section below, I will have it timestamped, so you'll be able to then like pause it, go down to the description, click the timestamp, and it will fast forward you to your reading, so you don't have to wait through, especially if you pick like pile number 3. There's only 3 in front of me, so if you pick pile number 3, you can skip 1 and 2, okay? Like always, guys, this is a general reading. No matter which way you look at it, it is generalized, so some things will resonate and some things will not. If you feel inclined and you would like to have a personal reading with me, feel free to look at the description box below to a link very similar to this Ko-Fi link. It'll be like /commissions, and you can book a private reading with me where you'll get a pre-recorded video like this one here on YouTube, but only to you. And that will be how you receive your reading, and along with a PDF of the cards and everything, all that good stuff in front of it with it. More information is provided in the link below. And also, if you decide to, you can send me support here as well. You can send me a tip, energy exchange, anything of that nature. It's greatly appreciated. All of the money goes towards savings and towards the stream and these YouTube videos. Oracle Tarot, everything that I use back towards the community and towards my clients. It's full circle. Okay, I think that's about it. Again, you know, all the socials, everything's posted down below. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe to the channel if you would like more tarot content. I hope you enjoy. I'm saying that now so I don't forget. But I will catch you now onto your reading. Oh, wait, nope, sorry, my bad. I was getting ahead of myself. I still got to show you the piles. 1 second here. That's why I was heading towards my mouse. I was like, stop recording. No, I got to switch cameras. Give me a moment. Of course. Okay, let me move the camera over a little bit. It's fine. I'll pick up the cards. Pile number 1. Here we have this, and we have Lydia on here. Strange and unusual. A little pin here in case you needed some guidance. That's pile number 1. Pile number 2, we have Nancy. We are the weirdos, mister. Apologize for my lights. I'll have to get better with the lights. And then pile number 3, we have Wednesday Addams, not Perky. So the reading styles for today, you'll pick these, and these are oracle cards right here, and we'll start your reading off with this, and then we will move into the tarot plus more oracle after that. Okay, so now I will see you guys in your reading. Thank you for being here with me. Hello, if you're here, that means you are pile number 1. That meant you went with Lydia. Don't mind that. Pile number 1, here are your cards. Let me switch cameras. Okay, so let's start actually with this one first. Caution, keep your guard up. Interesting. Might be a little shimmery. We're going to pop this oracle right here. And joy, make time for the little things today. Okay, so caution and joy. We're going to know a little bit more information about these once we get into the reading with your tarot cards. Let me grab them here. I will be shuffling these parts live. All right, pile number 1. Let's get more information. What is you have to be cautious about? It could also just mean caution as in you're taking things too seriously, because we see joy there. So it's like you need to lighten up, find the joy in the little things in life. Especially, yeah, with that caution. Also, because you think about it, although that spider looks pretty huge, spiders are pretty small most of the time, at least where I'm at, thankfully. Thankfully. Okay. Give this a good shuffle. First up, we have the 4 of Cups. Limitations and boundaries. Okay, meditative work. Remember, like I said, tomorrow is the new moon, or when this video goes up, the next day should be the new moon in Scorpio. Meditative work could be very good here, looking for new opportunities being handed to you, and instead of adding on to potentially be more of a burden, you might want to switch out something, especially something here that may not bring you joy. Also, to be cautious of what is being sent to you as well, making sure it comes from a place of good intent. 3 of Wands. Okay, so we kind of have this kind of theme between these two here. A meditative state, and this kind of feels like a stall. This 3 of Wands here. Because it feels like we're going backwards, especially because we go from a 4 to a 3. I know that they're cups to wands, but still the numbers are there. So this could be like, okay, caution as well is going to be very hard for you. You want to rush into things, which is probably why the cautious card definitely came up here, because that 3 of Wands energy is trying to take everything that you've learned, and now you're trying to push forward with the energy, the knowledge you have learned. You're trying to push forward with it, and Spirit and your guides are telling you, no, you need to take it slow. Enjoy the pace you're going at. Enjoy taking things easy. Don't berate yourself if you are trying to take things easy. You know, everyone has to go at their own pace. And this is your invitation because you're trying to find out something that's missing. So it feels like someone's trying to offer you like another cup, like to fill this, but is that really truly what you want? This is why you need to take it slow. You need to be cautious, okay? Because you might be trying to leave and trying to find something else that's going to fulfill your needs, because after the 8 of Cups, we have the 9 of Cups, which is about like wishes coming true, trying to fulfill those wishes and being proud of how far you've come into and all the trophies that you've earned and all your accomplishments, which is a great thing to have, but we don't want to do that at the cost of like your morals and your values. You want to do it where you're not doing it where you're cutting corners, that you're taking the knowledge that you've learned and you're applying it, but you're applying it correctly, because you don't want to do something and then it breaks and you no longer can use it you can use it no more. King of Cups, big Scorpio energy with this card as well, so keep this in mind. Again, because the new moon Scorpio coming up. So the King of Cups energy, emotions are going crazy. There's not a lot of control over them. They're going either full on, or then you're just completely quiet. You're cutting yourself off. You're like, no. And this could be feeling like, because someone could be draining you, someone with high Scorpio placements or water placements in general, because this also could be for both Pisces and Cancer energy here. But the King of Cups just wants you to seek authority. They also want you to seek inspiration, and it feels like you've been very drained and you're trying to find that creative pattern, but you're doing it in a way that, like I said, the oracle of being cautious keeps coming out there. You want to take your time and you want to find something that suits your needs, and it's something that's more inspirational than it would be about research at that point. It's okay to feel your emotions as well, to find the joy in things. The Knight of Pentacles. Again, we have another card. The Knight of Pentacles, another challenge, is because he is a messenger. Also high Virgo placements with this card too. But with the Knight of Pentacles, in the tarot, for how I interpret it. The Knight of Pentacles is the most hardworking, diligent card in all of the tarot. However, that means they're very, very slow paced. We keep getting this kind of stagnant feeling in a challenging situation because it is a challenge for you who might be more active. They might be more of like, I take things head on. I want to get it done. I want to move on. And it's like you're not done yet with your journey. You haven't reached this part yet. You're still working very hard. A message being sent to you of diligence, of hard working, that it will pay off in the end. It's just a slower process. This is just an energy that it feels like, you know, you don't want to put up with it anymore. But it's Spirit's kind of coming in and saying you have to be more cautious about this. You might lead to burnout as well. And we're trying to prevent that. You don't want to also lead to emotional, inspirational, creative drains. You want to make sure you keep that creativity going in a smart way. The Chariot, being back on your path. There's a lot of movement here. It's kind of like once you've settled down, once you've figured out your plan, once you've figured out how you're going to go about this, you've looked at the details, the day-to-day activities, because the Knight of Pentacles is going to look more at the day-to-day activities. They're going to take things one step at a time versus like the King of Pentacles, who would see more of overall the bigger picture, right? And then we move to the Chariot, which is having that determination, having that power over the will, which is also high Cancer placements. Like I said, with that King of Cups energy, we have a lot of water energy going into this. Manifesting is strong here with trying to get yourself on the right path. But what the Chariot does as well is we see like the wand in their hand. It's calm, cool, and collected, and it's at their side. They're not having to lift it up like we would see with the magician, with the wand in the magician's hand is up. It's at their side. They can create out of chaos. They're cool, calm, and they're understanding that also they're creating their own path. You're not trying to follow the path of others. You're trying to create your own and get away from the collective voices you're hearing things. So when, like I said, when someone's trying to offer you something, be cautious towards it. Is it coming from a good place? You may feel like you're not making it to your destinations fast enough, but that's because you have another path that you're trying to go to. Something that you need to be more open about. Once you start shutting the doors towards one direction, another one that you never thought possible is going to start opening up. Were we just talking about the magician? And so this comes from an energy of having all the tools and everything in front of you. It might feel like the cups are kind of like your emotions. You can't get it straight. Like you can't get it set on a path of determination and feeling like you've been drained. Like you have to also, this also could be a plain sign with all these water placements of you need to be more hydrated, you need to drink more water, especially under this new moon. This also can be an implication of this group for pile number 1. Take a bath or a shower to cleanse energy, whatever, or before like the new moon process, before you go to manifest, because I like new moons more for manifesting and along, you know, as the new moon grows to the full moon aspect, which is we use like I use like the full moon to banish and cleanse and show gratefulness. So this could be the path that you're going to be setting on, and it's a monthly thing. So it's that's why it could be taking a lot of time, because like a lot of water placements is the cups in the tarot are time-wise month, because it like follows like the moon. It could be taking up to a month, and that could be why it feels like, you know, hey, this isn't moving fast enough, but it's moving, it's progress. You want stability in this. If you go down a long path of you're trying to make it go faster, you're trying just to take whatever's thrown at you, it could be overburdensome, and then you start dropping things, you start forgetting things, you start leaving things that it's like, hey, but you started on this path of building, and then you're like, well, this isn't exactly what I wanted, and you have to scrape the whole thing, and you have to start the process all over again. So we're trying to do this in a smarter way, in a more logical way, that it's in balance with your emotions, that you can throw your heart into it, but you are thinking with your head. You're being cool, calm, and collected, like I keep saying with the Chariot, because they have the power over willpower and determination and how to face the Chariot. They have that strength and that courage that you want, and that want fate to guide you on the right path. And here we go. We have the 8 of Swords. But we have it in reverse, which is a really great sign because you're starting to see things. You're starting to realize that you were the one that was restricting yourself, or this is the greatest challenge, is realizing that the power that is within you, that it is within you. It is no longer hidden. You have the tools in order to free yourself and to see what it is that you want to build and create and the path you want to go. But you have to take that time. You have to make that path. You have to realize, how do you get from point A to point B? You know, what do you need to release as well? What do you need to surrender would be a great challenge here, which, by the way, we will get to surrender cards in just a moment after we finish this part of the tarot, and we can learn more about what it is you need to surrender. Queen of Cups, which, how I also interpret the Queen of Cups, is high Cancer energy. And so when we have this Queen of Cups energy coming in here, she has created all this. I'm going to hold it up right for right now. She has created something that is so beautiful, and she's so dedicated to it. Okay, and this is what you're going to do, because you also need to nourish yourself, your own needs, and fill your own cup. Okay, and this is the path that you're going to be leading onto it. Okay, so you're not letting other people kind of come into here, because we have at least 2 court cards, but they're both from the same courts. They're different sides of yourself, trying to bring it into balance. You need to see the side of yourself that is more nurturing, treating yourself right. And I said, like, I keep getting hydrating, drinking more water, drinking tea, you know, just keeping yourself hydrated, treating yourself with kindness during this act. Like, you're not going to get it right, because there's no way to make sure, like, you're going to take every step slow, but you can try. That's the biggest thing you're going to do here, is you're going to at least try, and you're going to hold that cautious energy to the side like that. Okay, and then we have the Lover's card. Let me put these guys over here. We have the Lover's card in reverse. For some of you, between this King and Queen energy, it's loving both sides of yourself, seeing your higher self, seeing a new version of yourself, how you have to have confidence in your own path, that you're going somewhere, even though it feels like things aren't broken, but it's not enough. Okay, and that's the tough love you're also giving yourself, that when you start to rush things, you're telling yourself, no, I'm going to take my time. It is a tough lesson, but that's why it's love here. Love is never completely and utterly easy, and you can love even a project, something you're working on, a creative endeavor that just isn't working right, a new business idea here that you love and you want to see progress, and you feel like you have all the tools necessary, but something was holding you back. And it's just time. It's understanding that there's still more things to learn, and you're not applying it all just yet, that there is a new path that's opening up to you, that you need to be open to it, and that it's going to take time. It could take up to a month. It can take longer than that if you keep having to redo it. You need to see yourself and also not restrict yourself and be like, well, this is the only way I'm going to do it. And it's like, it's not true. You have to be more flexible. You don't want to ignore others, ignore family, ignore your chosen friends and family, and be like, okay, you're going to do it on your own, because we also see this as a form of like breaking of a partnership as well with this Lover's card. And that's where I see this caution. If someone tries to come in, are they coming from a good place? Are they coming into it to actually help you, or are there hidden alternative motives to it? We have the Magician, but he's upright, but sometimes can bring a little bit of that trickster type of energy in here. So just be cautious. And when you're trying to relax, when you're trying to figure out your next step and things, just have some, like, find some joy in it all, and, you know, take a break. Think of what you like to do as a child, and kind of like have a moment for that, and don't be so serious about it either with that Knight of Pentacles. Like, you are taking it serious, but you're going to have to take some breaks here and nourish yourself, feed yourself during this what you're trying to prioritize right now. Okay, let me just kind of as I can move these guys over, and let's get into the Oracle. Let's find out, when it comes to prioritizing your needs, what is something you need to let go of in order to really prioritize your needs? Okay. Pile number 1. What do you need to surrender in order to prioritize your needs? Surrender stress. Definitely easier said than done. But take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. This is talking about that meditative state like we see here. This is talking about finding joy, that you just do little bits of activity to kind of like, you're leaving the project just for now to find some joy, to have some fun, to let some stress out, and then you'll come back to it. You're not saying that you won't, that, you know, you're giving up completely. We have surrender to miracles. Be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. Talking about banishing that doubt, that self-doubt, the little voice in your head that could be nitpicking things, as the Queen of Cups can talk about. Being tough love on yourself and when you try to talk to yourself and then those voices kind of come in and are like, you know, you'll never be good enough. It's like you can't listen to those things, especially if you're in the path that you're just trying to start and you're trying to establish. You know, you need to surrender to miracles for that. And the last one, surrender to rest and sleep. To prevent burnout, slow down. Honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. We've been pretty clear on that a lot during this reading, as taking it slow. That will be more beneficial for you in the long run. Okay, let me think. Yeah, we're going to do some self-care for sure. Here we go. Pile number 1 is some self-care activities that you can do, especially with that Queen of Cups coming up in here. What is some self-care? And the Lover's card. Okay, what we have here, abundance planning. What did I talk about? More planning. Abundance planning, and you've got living expenses, education, keeping track of your finances. Like I said, this is a journal right here where we have Knight of Pentacles, because these are your day-to-day activities that you could be spending on, right? And so when I say about abundance planning, this is perfect, because this is taking the plan, this is taking your hands. I know there's probably apps out there too, and if you have any suggestions for others, what apps you can use or you like, please leave it in the comments down below. But yeah, so we have abundance planning. So like literally look at it, write down what it is that you're trying to create, like instead of surrender to miracles, okay? When it comes to that one. Spending time with friends, like we were talking about, like you're trying to talk with them, have fun with them, and we see a lot of like activities here in front of them. They're actually playing with these cards, or just you can do tarot cards and such. We see pen and paper, journals, notebooks, just having some friends over, or just chit-chatting. You can do that in Discord, you can do it over Twitch, you can do it over social all forms of social media, just to chit-chat safely. And if you're able to get together with people and just kind of like let it go, and like you're having that moment for yourself, which I think is very beautiful, and it really goes along perfectly for this reading. And we can't say it more than enough. I think all the oracles are basically going to say you need some rest. Take it slow, take your time, be kind to yourself, okay? If you didn't hear it yet, you need rest. Okay, let's actually, because we have a little bit of creativity in here, we're going to see some colors, and then we're going to end with an affirmation. What colors can make it more restful for yourself? This is a color that can also boost your confidence. You can wear it. Some colors, this is just like, are connected to like gemstones or just stones in general you can surround yourself with. A good idea, especially if you don't have this color on hand, where you can like wear it for makeup or clothes or jewelry, or if it's food, that you can have on your phone as a screensaver on your computer, you know, just for a day or so, to kind of help connect you back to spirit, connect you back to what you're trying to prioritize. Like we've got gold, attract abundance. Surround yourself with gold, think of gold, and we know money's on the mind with that abundance planning and that Knight of Pentacles coming up. Getting your finances in order. And then we have Plum, overcome your challenges. Beautiful, next to that gold color too. And White, lighten up. Simply again, find joy. Okay, pile number 1, we're getting towards the end of your reading. Thank you so much if you made it this far. Remember, energy exchange is appreciated. Everything will be listed in the description box below. But let us end your reading. What do you need to prioritize with and your affirmation? What is your affirmation for pile number 1? Creative energy surges through me and leads me to new and brilliant ideas. Read that again. Creative energy surges through me and leads me to new and brilliant ideas. Beautiful. Beautiful, wonderful, and that was your reading. Let me know if it resonated with you in the comments down below. Again, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy this readings. Catch me on all my other different social medias, which again will be linked down below for more tarot and oracle content. And thank you again for being here with me. I do appreciate it. I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye. Hello, and if you're here, it means you are pile number 2. Okay, which meant you went with Nancy. We are the Weirdos Mister. Okay, so let's put Nancy down here and let me switch cameras so we can jump into your reading. Okay, so first up, we're going to start, of course, like I said, with the oracles, and then go to tarot, and then more oracles that will follow to help figure out what it is you need to prioritize in the moment that you're seeing this video. We have healing. Allow light to enter your wounds. Okay, so this is a time for healing. You're prioritizing yourself, your needs. This looks emotional since it is over the heart. This could be from heartbreak, from tough love, from lessons you've been trying to learn. But we'll get more details on that once we get into the tarot portion of your readings. Let's pop this card right here. And then this one right here, we have rest. Slow down. You don't have to solve everything today. A very great card to go with that healing, because it's about taking your time, processing what it is that happened to you and how you can go about healing it, seeking professional help if it is required. Okay, so keep that in mind. Let me grab. This is a tarot deck I'll be using today for this part of the reading. And yes, I am shuffling live again. Figure we'll kind of do that. We'll do a little bit pick a piles with some pre-chosen cards, shuffled and picked off screen, and we'll do some where it is shuffled all live, like I would do for a client and on Twitch. And I hope here on YouTube soon. Okay, last one. What does pile number 2 need to prioritize? Let's do one more, actually. I didn't like that shuffle. There we go. 1, 2, 3, like this. And let us break up the cards this way. It looks weird like that because it's mostly for space. First up, 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so perhaps you've been trying to invest your time, you've been wanting to plant some roots, see where it takes you. You want to know if all your investments are leading up to something beautiful. It's been on your mind lately. Perhaps you've done investments in the past, or you've put your time, your money, your energy into certain projects and they haven't panned out the way you wanted to. So there's a lot of self-doubt here. There's a lot of caution. Like I said, we have that healing card that you're trying to heal from the past, and you're wondering, have you put enough into it, or are you putting enough into it? Three of Wands upright. So we see this energy coming through as a challenge to kind of take, as we can see in this, actually in this imagery, of taking the plunge of all the knowledge you've gathered and everything that you've kind of like embodied. And we see like the wands are planted firmly into the ground. They are grounded ideas and energy. It's been very hard to kind of take that plunge and have that confidence. Like I said, there could have been an investment. There could be like, and this investment doesn't have to also just be like monetary value. It could be investments in a relationship, dealing with other people, group projects, like I said, partnership of business or of love, and you're just wondering, did you do enough? What's causing you heartbreak? What's causing you to feel so drained that we need to go through the healing process? And the greatest challenge, like I said, is like having something that's established and that we're and it's very interesting with this illustration too, with this person jumping first into the water. Like everything is grounded up here and then we're taking the plunge into it. This card right here, we have Daughter of Pentacles. And in this tarot, that relates to like the page of a Page of Pentacles. So the Keeper of Earth, the energy of young childlike wonder. And we see a lot of like healing. This gives me a lot of more of an investment or business like, with a lot of the pentacles coming up with this first row, first out of 3 rows first. But we also see the duality of it all with this kind of how everything's kind of mimicking down the middle, the balancing act, that typically when we see the pentacles or like the Page of Pentacles, there's only one. In this imagery we have two halves of a whole. Being open to this could also be leading towards a new relationship, like having that healing process to then take the plunge and open yourselves up, and it's new and it's exciting and it's just a partnership of sorts. But this is also an invitation to make sure to check the values. Earth signs are very, like Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn are very much planners. They're very realistic. This is much more of like you're taking out of the dream world. Like it's very hot and fiery. It's a beginning because we're only at a 3 right here with this wands, but it's like make sure you have everything grounded too, because the imagery of the 3 of Wands grounded in here is very heavenly implied, especially with that Daughter of Pentacles energy coming up. We have the Star, excuse me, my voice. Okay. We have the Star in reverse. This is relating to Aquarius energy, and it's in reverse, which kind of means, and again, and I see that healing, it says allow the light to enter your wounds. You've been cutting off that light. You've also been feeling very like what's it called, like your unique qualities you've been wanting to keep hidden. The pain you have felt, you've been trying to hide it, putting up a wall, versus taking the rest that you need to start the healing process. Very much so with this, and I want to hold this up right just so you can see the beautiful imagery of this card if my camera will focus. Please and thank you, and sorry about the lighting, I'll have to get better with that. But we see all the colors in here. We see the connection with the water and it starts to flow. But in reverse, we just kind of see this as right now, it's like you've been going through hard times and you still feel like you're going through hard times. And it's just because you've been cutting yourself off to the light, the talking, the therapy, the seeking help or seeking guidance when you need it to be. You're trying to do this very alone, and it feels like it's getting darker around you, versus seeking the light and seeking help, seeking what's it called, just talking with someone, or self-help books or something of that nature. But also understanding that this is about your uniqueness and accepting that you know you've invested time into yourself, into your unique qualities. You have unique abilities and you see things differently, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. 3 of Cups in reverse. It will be a great challenge because there could have been a third party involved with this heartache. There could have been intoxication with a lot of, like, since the 3 cups can be just overindulgence, a lot of gossiping. And we have, oh, it's interesting, we have got 3 and 3. So you could be seeing a lot of 3 and 3s. We'll continue to the reading before I get further into the 3 aspects. But that's very interesting that they're both a challenge in creativity and getting that spark and keeping it. It feels like the water's clashing with the fire. Inspiration is being built, and like the fire is growing, and then someone's kind of throwing water over it. So just keep this in mind. as we continue with the reading, that you're trying to prioritize your healing process. And this also could be very simple. Another hint of like, you know, you need to drink more water. You haven't been drinking enough. The cups are empty. We need to ground that energy, like plants need water. Son of Swords. And this is also related to like the Knight of Swords, which I relate to Gemini energy. But this is about communication. I put it up right so you can kind of see the beautiful artwork here. So this is an invitation to hold on to your own truth, to speak your mind. You might want to take your time, because when we see this with the sword being this way and the bee kind of facing us, it's like you don't want to sting yourself. You don't want to say also words that you're going to regret later in a form of being hurt, especially if it feels like you're fighting with a third person or a third party. You need to take a step back and reassess the situation. The Son of Swords, like I said, like a knight, is going to see things day to day. They're not going to see the bigger picture. In the reverse, this is an invitation for you to see the bigger picture. What it is that you're striving for, what it is that you need to seek in healing, and what you need to communicate out into the world itself. This is energy that needs grounding. This is energy and ideas that you haven't been able to manifest just yet. You haven't been able to even vocalize that you need healing, you need rest, and you need to stand strong in those beliefs and understand that this is a moment in time for yourself to hydrate, to nourish, to moisturize, to seek the therapy, like the communication, you know, that you need with someone, that connection with someone that you need to have for help, and not to have any shame at all with it. Okay. Father of Pentacles in reverse. A lot of court cards are showing up here, and I know with this particular tarot deck, for when I do readings, a lot of court cards like to appear. But this could also mean that, like, because we have got 3 court cards at this moment, there could just be a lot of voices coming into your situation. A lot of people are trying to state their opinion because we have these 2 in reverse, and it's like, okay, if you asked for the opinion, if you wanted to know what someone else was trying to provide, like you're willing, like you're going for it, it's okay for these people then to provide their opinion, even if it's something you don't want to hear right now. They're trying to give you like those harsh truths, because the Son of Swords can be very cutting, I should say, with their words. They don't like to sugarcoat things in that nature. But this could be in reflection of that there's too many people getting involved with your heart and your healing, and you need to actually cut them from yourselves to give you that time to rest, recuperate, and re-strategize how you're going to take care of things. That's where you need to have your priorities right now. Priorities laying out before you. And the Father of Pentacles needs you to be more practical. You don't need to be dull in the matter. It's going to seem very dull, very much so of like, I don't want to do this. I don't want this responsibility. I want to give this responsibility away. I don't want to hold the power, but you need to be authentically yourself. This card as well with the star thing talks about how you're not being authentic with yourself. You're not talking to yourself. You're not talking to your spirit guides. You're not opening up to them. You're starting to close off, like we talk about that light. Okay, and then we have Mother of Cups, another court card coming up into here. And it's in reverse, and this is, and you can even see the imagery. I'm going to show it up right really quick. She has a hand over her heart. I also read the Mother of Cups with Cancer energy, high Cancer placement. This could be the third party that's involved in here, or yourself shutting off your heart from others and wanting no more. You put your hands up, like you can talk to the hand, and you can you close your eyes and you're trying to not deal with the situation. And it's like, it's okay to walk away from something that is hurting you. It is okay to walk away and take the time that you need for yourself. You need to communicate that strongly, manifest that strongly, cut ties with toxic people or toxic qualities or toxic values that just don't line up with what you need and what you need to prioritize. Things that feel like they're dragging you down. They don't let you have like a restful night's sleep because they keep you up at night with the thoughts buzzing, there we go, around your head, that you need this moment for yourself. And then we have the 10 of Cups, but it is in reverse. This is asking you to see the blessings that you currently have around you. And we see like a family of elephants, that knowing feeling, that connection between also mind, body, and spirit. Okay, mind, body, and soul. Your spirituality comes into place here. You need to see the blessings and everything that you're surrounding yourself with. The gratitude you have towards what you have now, and like how far you've come from this too. And the lesson that you're going to learn, because it is a 10. It is the end of a cycle that is approaching. It is just delayed at the moment, but it is a cycle that you're going through that will make you stronger in the end, or a lesson that's going to learn so you can try as best as you can to not make that same mistake again. I mean, we're all going to make mistakes. Some people have to learn their lesson by making the mistake multiple times, but at least you're keeping an open mind about it and you're becoming more aware of the situation. And then at the card at the bottom of the deck, a lot of court cards here, a lot of opinions. We have Mother of Swords, Libra energy, that Gemini, Libra, air energy, kind of like we see the person flying through air. We see that here. We don't have another third, but if we did, or if you still see 333s, it's Empress energy. She doesn't have to be present to be here. We see her within the mothers of the court cards as well. Present in saying that she creates out of chaos, and most of the time, not always, but the Empress is always drawn pregnant, and through labor she gives birth to something, like, you know, through a new creative project, through abundance. She brings this in, but she had to go through the pains of labor, and this is the lesson. And this also brings up that Mother of Swords. This is the card that's kind of pushing all the other cards underneath. This is like the shadow side. This is the unseen path. This is the guide that's there to force you along your lesson so that you learn it. She speaks of a message of boundaries being set, a sword being drawn, the lessons learned, and you're ready to push on, be forward for it. Sorry, my lights. I gotta do something about that. Okay, so that's what she speaks of. And she speaks. She knows her worth. She's seen it all. She's been through all of the swords. And we know with the swords in the tarot, they can have a very up and down and not very happy ending. But it's a tough lesson, and she wears her scars proudly, okay? And so this is an energy of connecting with your voice, connecting with your heart and your emotions, and locking up what you need to, but expressing that and not having any fear about your authentic and unique self. You embrace those qualities to have the most unique voice of them all. Okay, so now we're going to get into the additional oracles, because talk about this, it's a lot of, like we said, cutting off toxic behaviors, surrendering to a process. So we're going to use our surrender cards for sure. For pile number 2, what do you need to surrender in order to see to your own needs? What do you need to surrender? Surrender to prayer. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard through the universe, and answers and support will arrive. And this could be some form of ritual. It could be a prayer to your gods, to whoever you, to the elements, to spirit, to your guides, anything. You can leave offerings to your ancestors. This can be a connection towards there, because we see family in the 10 of Cups. That you're surrendering yourself to prayer because you're asking and you're vocalizing what it is exactly that you're looking for in your healing process. Okay, so that's part 1. And we see wings. We see that air energy. Sorry, that's too many cards. We see that air energy coming through there as well, because we see like the wings here and the wings of the bird right here. Surrender to wonder and awe. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. And so it's just like seeing the beauty in it all, seeing that there's more to life than the heartache that you're currently going with and you're going through. Like I said, this can definitely mean that if you were in a relationship, or if you had doubts about a relationship, that there is a third party involved, or that you're trying to get yourself out of this third party. Like you have to trust your intuition. You got to trust your gut. If you know that there's something there, and you have to understand you need to leave it, and then see the other beauty that you have in life, showing that gratefulness. A tough lesson to learn, but it is a lesson nevertheless. And surrender your fear of change. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or in a relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat this affirmation. I have faith that all is well. And like we're talking about, tough changes that need to happen, that you need to trust your intuition in order to make that happen, to vocalize your need. And definitely as we go through this, we're going to be getting into self-care and affirmations for sure. Excuse me. Because the words here are very important. If you practice witchcraft or anything, or you do prayers, words can hold a lot of power. That's why we do a lot of affirmations. Affirmations when you wake up, affirmations when you go to bed. You can surround yourself with beautiful notes to make you feel as beautiful outside as within. So, keep that in mind. And it will be a slow process because we see the rest. Healing probably won't happen overnight, but you're going to start something and you're going to start somewhere. I'm going to grab my self-care cards. Okay, pile number 2. What are some ideas that you can do for self-care? One more shuffle. Okay. Clean your space. And we see these open windows, we see the clouds, and like again, it's kind of pushing towards that air energy because it's pushing things out. This can be clean your space, and it means physically cleaning, getting hands on, every crack and corner, because you're trying to change it up and dispel old energy. Connect with crystals. That's that grounding energy we're talking about, that you're trying to connect, see what you're trying to invest your time into. If you can't afford or buy crystals, that's absolutely fine. This could be taking some time to spend outside in nature with stones, with the ground. And then, you can just look at crystals online. They're beautiful as always. And then we have meditate. So definitely like you're cleansing the space, and we see this too. You can meditate with crystals if you happen to have them. But taking that time for meditation, and that's when you're kind of setting your boundaries, because you're setting a sacred space for yourself. And also meditation can also lead to some people that chant affirmations afterwards, before, wherever you feel comfortable. Guided meditations might be very good for you as well, because it seems like there's a lot of air energy kind of flowing through here, that you might be better if there's something communicated to you that you can hook your senses onto while you go to meditate. Maybe you get easily distracted and you're just like, okay, if I have something that's helping me do so, as long as you make sure like your space, like there's nothing there to distract you, because you've cleansed your space, you've made it beautiful with crystals or flowers, or just that clean scent that's around you. And then you're going to sit there and meditate, okay, to talk about your values, the heartache, and get to rest for the healing. This could be meditation before bed, so that you can have a peaceful night of sleep. And also as a pattern, realizing where you're getting a good night's sleep, when you're not getting a good night's sleep, and how can you fix that, if it is a problem that you're having. Okay, and we're going to use that. Okay, I'm going to do one more oracle card, and then we're going to end with an affirmation for you, pile number 2. These cards, I love this oracle deck, but it's sort of huge for my hand, so I got to kind of shuffle it a little bit differently. Okay, here we go. Oh, do we want out? I think you want out. Red, forgive. Forgive yourself because you need to be kind to yourself. You don't want to have harsh words towards yourself, towards your emotions, the way you felt. You have to be validated in it. If you were harsh towards yourself because you didn't want to be authentic, you felt like you were being fake, you're changing the process now. You're more familiar with yourself, you're understanding yourself, and you're forgiving yourself in the process. Evil Queen, you deserve sugar, not salt. Even if the sugar has to come from yourself, you're taking that time being hands-on, as we see the hands that are processed here. Okay. And I think, I also kind of see this as someone might be villainizing you, and it's not, it wasn't your fault. That's why we see that forgive. I'm also seeing this as like a cleansing bath as well, like with sugar scrubs. Keeping that in mind. And wings, more air in this reading more than anything. You never needed those wings to fly. You're letting yourself go. And we kind of see this imagery actually doubled in here. They both kind of have the same thing, opening their heart again. The healing process is here. You're forgiving yourself. You're forgiving your past deeds. You're forgiving yourself. You've grounded, you meditated, you're processing. You're going to start the healing process. Even if it is change, you won't let that fear hold you back. You won't let people hold you down either. You're going, and actually we have another one, you know, taking that plunge. You're going to let yourself be free. Okay, let's end with another affirmation. I know we had an affirmation in here, but let's add to it because you can use this. You can use an affirmation for now. You can use an affirmation for later. Let me give this, find space. Let me do a quick shuffle. Okay, pile number 2. What is your affirmation? I am surrounded by love and support. This could mean your ancestors, your spirit team, your guides. This could mean physical people that are around you. They're there to help you. And we see 2 hands. Like I said, it could be from the 3, we're going down to the 2. There is still someone there that can partner you, that can help you. We see this mimicking here as well with the symbols here. But remember, you are surrounded. The affirmation again is, I am surrounded by love and support. You're going to get through this. Okay, pile number 2. Thank you so much for being here with me. If you made it this far in the video, I appreciate it. Please give it a like. Let me know you like this style of video. If you have any, useful, helpful critiques, please leave those in the comments as well. Energy exchange are always provided. All my socials, you can find them everywhere. So you want more tarot and oracle content. And I think that about wraps it up. I will catch you in the next video. Thank you so much for being here. Again, I appreciate it. I really, really do. Make sure to join the Discord if you'd like to, but I will catch you in the next video. Bye. Hello, if you're here, that means you picked pile number 3. That means you went with Wednesday Addams, not Perky. Okay, let's switch cameras, pile number 3, and let's get into your reading. Okay, like normal, we're starting with your oracle. I should say like normal, like I used to do. We're starting with oracles, then we'll move into tarot, and then we'll actually end with more oracles. So let's start here from your pick a pile. Gratitude. Appreciate present blessings. Okay, so we'll keep this in mind during your reading. But as simply stated, gratitude is what you need to prioritize at the moment. And then patience. Wait for the fruit to ripen. And what kind of tells me for that, it's like if you need to show thanks right now for the blessings that you currently have, versus what you're trying to do is you might be trying to expedite something that you really want, or you're trying to make something just go super fast, and it's like it takes patience. You need something to grow. You need to show more patience and gratitude for everything at the moment. Okay, let me grab the tarot deck. Shuffling this part live on stream, and I think this is what we might do from now on. We'll have a few cards shuffled off screen for the pile portion, and then we will do some live shuffling during the video. And you can watch me how sloppy I am at shuffling. I have really small hands, and sometimes these cards are just really stiff no matter how long I've had them. I've had this one for quite some time, and I still have issues shuffling it. Okay, what do you need to prioritize, pile number 3, and how do you prioritize it? Okay, but you do it that way for space. These cards are kind of longer. First up, the Magician, which kind of mimics this gratitude card in the sense of like everything that you need is already in front of you. The talents, the passion, the emotions, the mental and the physical control that you already have within your grasp, within your power. It is present. This card also relates to Mercury, and also that means Mercury rules over both Gemini and Virgo placements. So communication and surface and practical need, and I apologize for burping. Excuse me. Sometimes it just happens during my readings. Twitch chat can confirm. Okay, but 8 of Pentacles. So here we have, this is a diligent worker. This is someone who's trying to become a master at something. And so they're doing it over and over and over again. They're working with their hands. They're using the resources that they have in front of them. So it's like you're trying to have, and this is like a card that's really challenging for you because this requires a lot of patience. And we're not finding that in the moment. You're just kind of wanting this task to be done because it's very dull. It's very much so you don't want to do the grind. You just want the results. And it's like, but you have a lot more at your fingertips than you know. 9 of Swords. This might be leading towards a lot of anxiety. And what's interesting is because we go from an 8 to a 9, which I know Pentacles are swords, but it's still kind of present there, that you're having some like stress about this. Maybe because what you're trying to do, it needs to move faster. You feel like it needs to move fast because it could be such a huge game changer for yourself, but it still requires patience because you still have things to perfect about it. And you're trying not to see what you need to perfect. Your journey is coming close to an end of this stage, but it's just kind of like you keep your eyes shut to certain processes, or the way you're trying to process it, the way you're trying to expedite it, the way you're trying to execute it. There's still things you need to kind of go back in and fix. And it's like you're trying to shield your eyes from it, but not realizing that you are protected, that it is meant to be going this way. You are meant to keep working on it, but you're trying, you know, this person has their back to them. They don't want to see it. They're not trying to see it. And it's like it's causing you a lot more stress and anxiety as we see the swords just building up to the momentum of that 10 of Swords card coming in. And it's like, okay, you need to start tackling these problems. You need to start tackling them and getting rid of them, realizing what you need to prioritize to kind of go back to this process. This will be a huge challenge for you, but this is what you need to do to move on. 6 of Swords. Very interesting because we can always see this as a divine protector, and this is also another card that has both of these cards like have their back back to the cards that are going to be present here, but it's like they don't want to see the hard work they have to put in. They just want the stuff and they want to get it done. But the swords are also starting to block their view, and also you could be heading back. Like you don't realize it at the moment because you're just kind of always also looking at what you used to have and how you kind of want that back. You want the drama back. You want, and it's like, no, you don't want it. It wasn't good for you. You need to move on from it, but it's very hard for you to do so. Hard for you to go back and do the tasks you were doing over and over again because mentally it's exhausting and you're just like, I am so done with this. Why can't it be done and be over? And the divine is there trying to guide you, and they're trying to like turn the boat around to spin it this way to get you to move on. But as we see this, it's easier to move forward if we go from a 9 to a 6. 7 of Pentacles again, and it's in reverse. We're seeing the same repeating factors of like self-doubt if you've invested the time right, because like I said, going from a 7 to an 8 to a 9 in this area, actually 6, 7, 8, 9, very interesting in that scenario. But it's like you're progressing, but do we feel more like we're progressing backwards? Have you invested the right time? And it's a lot of self-doubt. And in this position in the spread, it's very much so, it's just a challenge for you to see that you have put in the work and you just can't put it all into one. Like we see 2 pots in here. You can't be putting all of your work and projects into one thing. You potentially need something on the side for your investment or for you to start growing that might help with this. It might help if you have something on the side to help take a lot of that anxiety out, to know that you're also starting on another smaller project that isn't going to take away from the bigger one, because the bigger one, you've done so much work and so much progress, you can't let that go. You need to show gratitude for how far you've come with it. And we have the 10 of Cups upright. So this is also asking to seek and see the blessings around you. Definitely this is a card that mimics the gratitude. And we have a 9 to a 10. I know it's kind of zigzag from 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but this is the process, okay? So we kind of see this number. You might see numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, seeing like the progress heading forward. But we see from here, this is like an invitation for you to see the blessings, see how far you come in, and a happy ending is close by. But you're going to want people to celebrate this with. You don't want to be alone in your endeavors. And then we see, we see 2 people here. We see a family growing. And we see like everyone's just happy and they're free and just showing gratitude for what it is that they've accomplished this far. A happy ending is coming your way soon. Getting your wishes granted, connecting with community members, showing also, this could be a great time, when you want to boast to others, like you need to do this, you need to say, hey, I've had the patience to do X, Y, Z, and I'm grateful for it because these are the lessons that I've learned. This is what I've accomplished, and I want to celebrate those victories. I want to celebrate them with the community or chosen family members. Okay, so keep that in mind. It is a tough lesson, but it's great to see, at least if you just want to focus in on this column here, we're going from a 9 through all the anxiety, the burnout, the mental strain it's put onto you, that you are heading in the right direction. As long as you can kind of go back and realize like you have some more work to put into it, you need to be more diligent. This work is going to pay off in the end. The Chariot. We have a lot of symbology here. This is also related to Cancer energy, by the way, of feel like you're being pushed off the path. That you don't feel successful or victorious like you used to. So you're trying to go backwards. You're trying to go back to like when you used to start, like before you got to this point, and thinking, do I need to start over again? A lot of stress and anxiety is bringing that up. And the Chariot's just like, okay, you got pushed off the path right now. It happens. It just happens. Within patience, you can get back on the path and set back off in the direction that you want to go into. That out of the chaos, you can create your own way and the way you want to do things and be authentic to yourself. Also, when we see this, it's because they can be cool, calm, and collected when it comes to creating magic out of chaos, of creating and manifesting what they need to do and how to prioritize their own needs, is because they'll have control over determination and willpower and like how to get it back on the path. Feeling like you got knocked off the path, it's fine. It happens to all of us. It's how you react to those changes and how you adapt to the change that can get you back on the path, especially if we're seeing that a great change has happened and you feel like you have to throw it all away and start all over again. This is not what the cards are saying. There's a lot more of completion within these cards than maybe you realize, that you're coming close to your project, that you just need to tweak it. You need to go back and tweak it before you give up onto it. And that's why you need to show gratitude for the mountain that you've built. We see also this rainbow coming through again, showing that gratitude and being thankful for the blessing and the resources you had so far. King of Pentacles in reverse. This can relate to all 3 of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, but I relate it to Taurus energy specifically. The comfort, taking care of yourself, focusing on your own money or coin. There's a lot of money and skills to focus from here. This could also be leading towards needing a mentor. There could be leading towards trying to follow someone else's footsteps though. And this is the challenges of marking your own path. It's great to see like how people took the steps that they did to gain that success that you so desperately want, and that all of us do want. You want to be good, feeling good and accomplished and successful in the things that you do, your creative projects, your business, your relationships. Like that's great, but you have to do it the way that is authentic to yourself. You have to be fine with the way you do it, that your values, that you're not cutting corners, that you're okay with the path that you are treading onto. And when I see this King of Pentacles, that Taurus energy can relate to, like I said, that comfort and stability, that grounding energy. It was, you were more grounded when you were more diligently working, and like you kind of had structure because you had to work on this project. It gave you structure. When you start moving back and taking away steps, you start taking away that responsibility, and you're like, you need that responsibility and that courage and understanding that you have the authority and the power here, that you don't give that power away to anybody else. It's okay to ask for opinions. Like if you're looking for a mentor and to see or research, like you're going books, YouTube, podcasts, anything of that nature, and getting the information, but you apply it and do your own twist towards it. That structure though, and you need that being authentic to yourself. You need structure, and you need discipline to get back in line to where you want to be. Creating a plan of sorts, like just a schedule of something to kind of get you through this. That would also help to lessen the anxiety if you know the steps and processes to manifest, to know what the next thing is going to be heading your way. Four of Cups. And we see this energy here, this Four of Cups energy. This is about boundaries too, and making sure that no one steps over those boundaries, that this person doesn't come in and forces opportunities in front of you, because you should also think about this, really deeply think about this. Is this a cup that you can just replace and keep through because you're not adding to it? It's not a burden to you. What cup here is like, it's not broken, but it's bored. It's boring now. You don't want to deal with it anymore. Is it better to push it to the side and then replace it with a new opportunity, or can you handle it in front of you? Do you have the option to let this new opportunity to be in front of you and get rid of it later? Keep that in mind when you're thinking about this, because like with the Magician, there is only one cup, and they can take from above and plant below and manifest things. They are the starting force as you move forward into the next steps of your journey. You just need to ask yourself, can you do more, like more productivity? Can you create more with just one cup in front of you along with different tools? Or do you really need to add this onto the pile? Let's get our card at the bottom of the deck. Eight of Wands. We talked about this before, even before we got into this, because we have patience and gratitude. You're spurred by movement, though. You want movement. You want things to progress. The challenge here is definitely patience. Seeing the blessings that you have now, because this is another thing. This could be another opportunity being presented, and you just want to take. But then you take and take and take, and then you don't realize what was actually good for you, and is now giving you more anxiety. You were better when you didn't have so much on your plate, but it requires patience. Pentacles speak of patience because it will be something long lasting if you give it the time and dedication and growth that it needs. You want this Eight of Wands to work for you, not against you. It's good just to go, but it also talks about, because we have an 8. We have another 8 here. And like I said, the 9 is what's causing us stress. It's good to even start taking one step back. Take one step back, get rid of one thing, and see where your progression lies. You know, maybe it's something that you can go from a 9 to a 4, you know, when it comes to emotional needs and stability. Keep that in mind, because that's being also a king right there. A king knows when to cut things out and realize that it is better, even abundance-wise, to focus on one, because of everything you can build when you focus on one thing. Okay, versus having to have so much in front of you. Okay, so let's get into some things that you can actually surrender. We're going to get to our surrender oracle cards. Just kind of try to push this to the side as best as I can. We talk about cutting things off from yourself, prioritizing, setting up boundaries. What can you surrender, basically? What can you surrender? Surrender your belief in scarcity. The universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dream. And I always see this as people will try to say, like, well, there isn't enough to go around, so I'm just going to take very, very little. And it's not about being greedy either, but it's being open to abundance. It's being open to seeing what you've accomplished so far and believing yourself that you can get more. And that you deserve more. It talks about also your relationship with material goods. Look into that. Get some books about, like, because there's some really good books out there that, you have to believe that you deserve abundance, that you deserve happiness, that you deserve the blessings that are around you. You can't have self-doubt in that nature. Surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that come from just being you. Talk about this a lot with the pentacles here. They're very mundane because they're material, physical goods. You can see them, you can feel them, you can touch them, you can taste them. It's everything that surrounds your senses. And with that, sometimes it does feel very mundane, but there is magic in the mundane that you have to find, that you can create. You yourself have that power to kind of give it a more of a boost, a magical power, and it becomes like a symbolic power for yourself. Surrender to the wisdom of your body. Listen to your body's message about a person or a situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward. Talking about that body language, like I said here, you have your back turned towards diligent skills and like working hard because it's like something or a situation that you don't want to see fully, or you're trying to not see what your blessings are. And you need to stop that. You need to also read your own body language of like the sense of like we have open arms and then we have crossed arms. We have hands over your face. What are you doing? Are you protecting yourself? Are you shielding yourself both physically and spiritually? Making sure that no one crosses those boundaries that you have set up. Are you leaving a situation behind because it no longer serves you? Okay, grab this. So keep that in mind, your body language and what your body is asking for you to do. All right, we're going to now do self-care cards for you, pile number 3. Little self-care tips that you can do for yourself if you choose to do so. Build strength, like we're talking about. Listen to your body. Maybe you need to build strength in your body. Hold yourself upright, fix your posture, move around some more. Maybe that's more of what the cards are calling for, like patience with yourself, patience with not just like your body and your strength, but also we can see this with a third eye. This is spiritual strength as well. Seeing things from a different angle, perspective, getting more research spiritually. Okay, and then we have connect with your womb. This is more of either connecting with your own womb, your mother's womb, just more of that feminine energy that is both, it is both light and dark. There is two sides to everything. It isn't just joy and light. Like it can be that, but there's also a darkness that can pull into it too, and you're connecting with a divine nature of some of your emotions. You're building physical strength, and then you're going to be building creative strength, just like with the Empress energy. She can build and she can destroy. She can create beautiful things out of chaos, and she also creates out of pain. She gives birth, physical birth, and it could be to a creative idea. It obviously, like, typically the Empress is portrayed as a pregnant person who then can give birth, and that is labor and that is pain, and that is a lesson you have to learn, basically, like we're seeing with the 9 and the 9 of Swords, and anxiety, that you have to kind of go back, but something beautiful can be coming from that. But this is about creative energy. This is about taking care and nurturing yourself. Keep that in mind. And we also have like the symbology, basically outside the physical strength and the inside of your emotional side. And then we have drink tea. This could be simply you need to hydrate. I don't know if you like tea, but drink some more water if that's the case. But drink some tea. Have that comforting time with yourself. And we see this, it's very interesting to see. This symbol, camera, please, right there. Both are a meditative state, so think about meditation. Think about if you like divination of any sort. This could also be a call to do like with tea leaves. Divination with tea leaves. But drink some tea. This is just a moment for yourself too. If you're trying to connect with the divine, with your womb, your mother's ancestors, that could be more of a line where it's their connection with that. Like we were saying with the 10 of Cups, with family and community, more of a opening and welcoming environment, more of self, nature, and creativity. And while you're trying to build strength, build physical strength, or the third eye up here, you're trying to build spiritual strength, the connection, like I said, a connection to your ancestors. Okay, and then here we go. I'm going to do one more set of oracle cards, and then we're going to end with an affirmation for you, pile number 3. Okay. Here we go, pile number 3. What do we have for you with this oracle? You're being called into surface. Believe in your own guidance. Meaning, in a sense, when we're talking about this, when we're talking about surface, sorry. Words, I swear, I can say them. Believe in your own guidance, believe in your own voice, trust your intuition. Like connecting with your womb is about intuition and trusting things. We see in this one, like, eyes are closed, but the third eye is open because you're trusting your intuition. It may not feel practical. It may, because you can't see it, it may be feeling like, oh my gosh, how can I actually do this? But you can. You have to trust yourself in the process. We see a lot, actually, symbolization right here in the oracles, like how eyes are shut. Are their eyes shut here? No, they're open. But a lot of eyes are closed and you're in deep meditation because you're trusting yourself. Even if it means like maybe you have to help others. Okay, help others to know where your limitations are or what you can do, and it makes you feel better that way. But you're trusting that you know your path that you're going to take. Believe in your power to manifest. Breathe your creation into existence. We were talking about before, a lot of manifestation needs here, manifesting what you want to do, like as above, so below, physically here, when you're drawing or you're working at a computer, you're writing, you're working on your skills. You're going to get there. You're going to become a master at what you're trying to do as long as you like take that step. You might need to take a break and have patience with yourself, but you're connecting creatively to that source. And then trust in your new path. All will work out for you. Put this aside. Okay, so yes, trust in your new path. When you felt like it wasn't going your way and you're sitting there like, why hasn't it gone your way? Because a new path is going to open up to you. And that's what we're talking about, this 4 of Cups. If something's being handed to you, is it something you want to take? Was it a path you wanted to do? Will it lead you to your happy ending? And it's like right now you're trying to prioritize that gratitude. Understand that this is a path you've come this far on and where it can take you and lead you forward afterwards. With meditation, strength building, intuition building, more research onto the skills and tasks, finding a mentor. These are all things that you can do, and also showing gratefulness of the mentors you've had, the path you've taken, the knowledge that's been passed down to you, the skills you have learned that other people wish and dreamed that they could have. It's very special to hold those feelings, to have this community there. Like they're there. There's people cheering you on. If you're like the rainbow, people are seeing the light. They're seeing your colors. They just need you to believe believe in yourself and believe in your own voice, that, you know, and you believe that you do have the tools in front of you. You don't have to keep going back. You don't have to keep looking to, you know, oh, so-and-so has this, I think I should have this too. It's like you have what you need to create something that is beautiful and that will stand out among others. Okay, and this is your affirmation. My world is a reflection of my thinking. More of that mental awareness, okay? My world is a reflection of my thinking. Keep that in mind. It is a form of affirmations, of mental thoughts, of what you wake up, how do you see your day going, how do you envision your life going, and what steps you need to do to get there, to keep that in mind, because you need to see, excuse me, the bigger picture. All these little steps are leading to something beautiful and much bigger than you thought it could ever be. Okay, pile number 3, that was your reading. Thank you so much for being here. Again, please like the video, subscribe to my channel if you want more YouTube content. I appreciate you being here. If you want to do an energy exchange with me to keep me going, you know, links, everything will be down below. You know, let me know how you like this video. Any helpful critiques are more than welcomed on my channel, so I know how to better improve. If I can, if I have the power to do it, you know I will. Thank you again for being here. Thank you so much. I think that's it. I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.